Okay, I'll call the meeting to order. And pursuant to Governor Baker's March 12th, 2020 order suspending certain provisions of the open meeting law, GL 30A-18, and the governor's March 15th, 2020 order imposing strict limitation on the number of people that may gather in one place, this meeting of the Southborough Cultural Arts Council will be conducted via remote participation to the greatest extent possible. Specific information and the general guidelines for remote participation by members of the public and/or parties with the right and/or requirement to attend this meeting can be found on the Town of Southborough's website at www.southboroughtown.com. For this meeting, members of the public who wish to watch or participate in this meeting may do so in the following manner: by finding the meeting at southboroughtown.com/remote meetings. No in-person attendance of members of the public will be permitted, but every effort will be made to ensure that the public can adequately access the proceedings in real time via technological means. In the event that we are unable to do so, despite best efforts, we will post on Southborough's website an audio or video recording, transcript, or other comprehensive recording of proceedings as soon as possible after the meeting. Thank you all for attending.
Well, thank you for that greeting, Mary.
Okay. So we have, let's see, 5 of us in attendance, and Lynn, you're taking down who's in attendance for the
I am.
15 minutes. Okay. Just a second. Catherine Weber is trying to find the Zoom. Town page. Just a second. Okay, we'll try to go through our agenda quickly tonight. I know everybody's busy getting ready for Thanksgiving. So again, thanks for coming. We sent the July meeting minutes out quite a while ago. Hopefully you've all had a chance to review them, and we'll take a vote on approving those minutes. And we technically have to go around to each of you, and you can say your name and I, if you, is that right? Or what is it that you have to say, Lynn? Do you remember?
Yeah, I think it was name and then I.
Okay.
I lost track. There were so many I's.
Okay.
But do you pass me now, Mary?
Yes. Yes. Okay. So I'll start. Mary P. Cars, I.
Lynn Davis, I.
Susan Veland, aye.
Catherine Byrne, aye.
Okay. The meeting minutes are approved for July. What was the date? July 2nd. Okay, moving right along. Denise, if you can report on both the Silver Linings Fall Art Exhibit and also the grant that you received. But before you do that, I have to say that Denise's term was up on the 6th of November. So we're gonna miss her terribly in the as a member. However, she has promised to keep working on the side. So
Hi.
Hi, Catherine.
hi, Catherine.
Hi,
I've been trying to
Catherine.
join. I'm really sorry.
Oh, no problem. We just started.
I'm
So-
zooming way too much these days, guys.
Well, you better slow down.
I've been
Okay.
zooming every hour on the hour. Sorry.
Okay, we're gonna try to make this one quick, but Denise, go ahead. You can
Okay,
share.
so Southborough Silver Linings at the Chestnut Hill Farm went really well. They had a good turnout. They had restrictions on the turnout due to COVID and social distancing, but it was really well received. we did have an issue with wind taking down some of our art, but once we survived that, people really enjoyed looking at the art. And I think it was just a nice way to close out Silver Linings. It was a beautiful venue for the art exhibit. And then
Awesome. Good job, Denise and Mary.
Great
Thank
job.
you. And Lynn, wherever she went.
Yeah, she-
Oh, I'm right here. You know what, guys? I'm putting the phone down so I can take notes.
there you go. And then I had, on behalf of the Southborough Cultural Arts Council, I submitted a grant application and we received $2,500 from the Southborough Community Fund. So, and in the process of doing that, we wanted to get display equipment. In the process of submitting that application, I heard from someone at New England Medical Center who said they have easels that they use for once a year art show. And so we could always borrow their easels. And so
I'm
now
sorry,
we-
was that the medical center or was that the New England
Oh,
Center
no.
for Children?
New England Center for Children, yeah. It just, my husband worked at New England Medical Center for years and I think it just fell off. Yeah, the New England Center for Children next, sorry about that. So we have access to easels. So now we're going to get some grid panels to put exhibits up on, and we can actually use money to buy folding tables and maybe a tent and some other hardware that you need for the exhibit walls. So that'll be great for pop-up sales, art shows, just supporting local artists if they want to exhibit their work. So we'll have to I'll have to start going through and placing the order for the materials, but it's a good chunk of change. We'll be able to really get that infrastructure in place now. That's all good.
That was a lot of work, Denise. Thank you for
Well, it worked
I
out.
greatly
doing that.
appreciate it.
Great
how
job.
much you did.
Yeah,
Thank
it's
you.
good. Thank you.
Right.
I can't even tell you how I know how much work this stuff takes. And you know, I've had the Arts Council tent in my garage for several years and I feel guilty about it. Not to say that I
We
haven't.
know where it is. Don't
Yeah,
worry.
you know where it is.
We appreciate you storing it for us.
I
You know what? It's there. My garage doesn't lock. Take it anytime. You know where I live. But I just want to say, I know, Denise, how hard it is to do these things. And I don't have the capacity. So I really appreciate that you do.
You do a lot. No,
And-
I'm glad it worked out.
I know this is a town meeting, but I just want you to know that my company Friendsgiving was at 4:30.
I thought you were going to say, I want you to know my cup runneth over. No, you
No,
didn't say.
no, my company Friendsgiving was at 4:30.
Well, I'm glad you came to the meeting tonight.
I'm doing my best. I have a lot on my plate and in my glass, but I'm doing it.
Great. Okay, so next, I actually presented at the town meeting, the select, Board of Select meeting on, I think it was last Tuesday. I think it started last year where they actually have each committee or department report in on an annual kind of update basis. So I was able to tell them about all that we had been doing, and also that we had tried to get art over at the Southborough Medical, which is now Reliant. And they are going to try to put me in touch with somebody who knows somebody over there, and also with the Economic Development Group to work with businesses to have local artists work on display. So hopefully that will work out. But it seems like they are trying to work with us. They appreciate all that we do, and that was nice to hear from them. So I'll continue to pursue that. The grants have been pushed back this year. I think I sent the new grant cycle with our original email back at the beginning of November. So typically all the grants are due, usually due November, or is it October? I can't even remember. This year, they're not due until the 14th of December. So I'll put a reminder out there again through my Southborough or the community advocate or, our page and all of that. But once they come in, I am going to need help organizing the panel book and lining people up to present their grant applications and all. So I don't know if anyone could help me with that, but that would be appreciated. I think what we'll do, our next meeting is going to be the 15th. So on the 15th, they actually start creating the panel books. So the 15th, we can kind of lay out our schedule as to how we're going to manage the grant application or grant approval process for this year. And that's when Susan and Catherine, you both came on when we were just approving grants, right? So we're kind of back in that mode. And it should take probably 2 meetings, one where we actually talk about the grants, or in the past, we've had the people who propose their grants to come in. We might be able to Zoom them in. I'm not sure how we're going to do that. Or maybe they could, present, maybe they could video themselves and we could view those videos or something and then get a list of questions for them. We'll have to figure that out. And then the next meeting, we would approve them. And then the following, we would have a reception of some sort, which probably won't happen. So, maybe we just push that out and celebrate artists in the spring outside or something. So just collecting thoughts on all of that tonight.
I can help you if you need help with whatever you were mentioning. I'm not familiar with the process, but I don't know what I'm volunteering for, but.
Yeah, it's just really organizing on maybe a spreadsheet or whatever, the list of the proposals and then getting in contact with some of the people. So that would be helpful. I appreciate that.
I can help as well, Mary.
Okay. All right. We'll split up the work and just make it easy.
Does the council have ideas of submitting their own proposal for grant money?
Oh, we had talked about that.
So I did talk to George Hansen. He's the retired art teacher over at Algonquin. He just retired last year, and he paints plein air a lot. And he did say that he would be available to teach plein air in the spring or when the weather gets better. So I don't know if we want to submit on his behalf or if there's other options out there for us.
Yeah, what we could do is we could submit for him and also for Jana, the woman down the street from me that was going to do the jewelry.
Right.
And we needed some materials for that. So we could do, we could put together, a series of art workshops.
Right.
And submit a request for that. What do you guys think of that?
Anything really realistic right now when are you thinking of planning for?
Well,
In-person
it
thing.
could be this summer. I mean, plein air, it would be outdoors. So that's
That
possible.
would be a great one for that.
Yeah.
Jewelry, if you push that off till like next fall, because we'd have a full year, right? So
right.
it doesn't
We would have a full year. Right.
So you push that off till the fall.
I love the plein air idea, and there's so many lovely places in town where we could do
I know.
Right.
Obviously Beals is one of my favorite places, but Chestnut Hill Farm with the goats and the fields there, that's beautiful. And I know any of the people who own those places would love that. And I just think it's always about weather, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Catherine, what do you know about the barn that Chestnut Hill Farm is supposedly putting up? on their property?
You know, it's funny, I heard about this a couple of years ago, and I know they've been working on it, and I love the idea of it, but I haven't talked to them recently. My understanding of it was that it would be sort of like a community space, you know, like there would be opportunities there for, they wanted to teach classes there, you know, and have like the idea of maybe a farmer's market, you know, like an expanded farm store, you know, programs. And I don't know about it as an art space, but I mean, I certainly know Desiree. I don't know how many of you know her, or DA Hayden, who is basically the director of, you know, she kind of, DA Hayden is I don't know what her title is, but she's in charge of everything from the trustees' perspective.
Mm-hmm.
And she's the one who was going to hire me to do marketing for them. And I got this full-time job, and I had Jessica Devine. I just said, hire Jessica instead. And they hired Jessica instead. So I know her, and I could ask her if that's something you need a connection over there to ask questions. I could do that.
I can also ask Susan Eastlake, who helped us, if you think that she also would be a good one to speak with.
Yeah, I think it would be really valuable. I mean, like, you know, when we're looking for a place to have artwork shown, and we were talking about maybe the clubhouse at the golf course. I don't know whatever happened to that. I tried to talk to somebody, and I don't even know what that building really looks like.
Yeah, they have leased that out, so it's not an option.
Okay.
It's like a leased, you know, contract for someone who's managing the golf course.
Got it. So I feel like a barn would probably have many more walls, first of all, like physically be a better physical space. But I also think the relationship that I know that I have, and that many of us have with the farm, is so good, and they're so supportive of creative endeavors that I feel like, I don't know, I generally feel like that would be a good venue to pursue.
I agree.
And because it is becoming a sort of central place for our town, I mean, you know, art exhibits at the dump aren't exactly as sexy as, you know, something like the farm. And because, you know, they've even talked to me about teaching classes there. I know that they're always looking for programs, you know, and so maybe there could be some kind of partnership, because they're always looking for programs and how to deliver programs. And once we get past COVID, it seems to me like the world is our oyster over there. I mean, I'm trying not to just assume that, but I feel like it is just a real opportunity. So
well,
I would pursue it. Yeah.
The other thing is with town venues, you know,
we're limited.
You have to follow all the processes and all of that.
I don't know if you could see with the reflection, my eyes rolling. This is exactly why I do art on the trails, because I struggled with working with the town, and
right.
It is limited.
I'll just remind you, this is being recorded.
Oh, sorry.
So anyway, thank you. Yeah,
I know it's just the rules of the town, and I get it.
Right.
I get it, but I also, the reality is that if we as an organization can actually display our art somewhere, have programs somewhere, that would be great.
Right. And we might also be able to do some sort of fundraiser. You know, they can hold a liquor license and have, you know, wine or something. So there's a lot of advantages of working with them. So I'll get together with Susan and see what we can do. Okay, any other thoughts of putting in grants for our own council? I think Denise, did we talk about maybe doing some sort of art and craft fair? I don't know if we would need any funding for that, but in the spring.
Like a craft fair? I don't remember that
Yeah,
conversation.
I think usually the gardening group has a Mother's Day sale or something
Plant
over at
sale, right, at the
plant sale.
community house. Yeah,
And we could, maybe tack on to that event and hold something, whether it be over at Woodward or along the streets of
yeah.
the town,
Great idea.
and get all the artists to set up their tables. The town was all about that they have extra tents now, and they would like to see things. Now that the sidewalks are done, I think they would like to see pop-up events. So that wouldn't really require funding, I don't think.
Right.
So, but it
Well,
might be
that's
something that we could
What
plan.
about St. Mark's Field? Do we have any, were we talking about that or just the sidewalks?
I mean, I guess it could be anywhere, really. Yeah,
Over by the gazebo.
Yeah.
I mean,
the gazebo.
if St. Mark's would be open to us being.
Right.
on.
Is the gazebo officially part of St. Mark's now?
I think so.
Assume so.
Yeah, I know. What a shame, right?
It's kind of hard to figure out what's our town and what's St. Mark's anymore. It's a blur.
Well, and an interesting thing was that they put all those curbs up, right? So I don't know how they're going to do Heritage Day anymore, because cars used to drive up over
Oh,
those
right,
curbs.
right.
So I don't know if they'll continue to use the St. Mark's Field, but anyway.
Another place that has come to light that I find really nice, Pilgrim Church has been having their services in the behind St. Mark's Church.
Oh, okay.
And there's like a burial ground, which doesn't have headstones,
Right.
and a back lawn. And those are really big and
Pretty
really
big.
open and would be perfect for it.
Yeah.
And I think it would behoove them as well to just have people there. So there's definitely places in town that we could probably ask to use. It's just, I guess it's parking, right? And it's
Right.
about, are there any liability issues? I just don't, I don't know, but in terms of that St. Mark's Field, there really never was any parking either. People were walking and parking, by the way, at Pilgrim Church behind the townhouse. So, and parking along the roads back there. So it would be the same difference, I guess. I think it's just,
Right.
I guess it's just about which entity we want to work with. The church, the town, the St. Mark's. They're definitely places.
Right.
But I think it should be in the center of town. I think that's probably better than,
Right.
I
I agree.
we used to try and do it in the gym upstairs at, the art center. And there was never really any good parking there. And it's so removed from the center of town that if we can find something that sort of resembles what we did for Heritage Day, I think that'd be good.
Mhm. Okay. Any other ideas?
How about the senior center? Is that,
That's an option too. Yeah,
you got parking and easy access, handicap access?
Are
right.
we talking outside or inside?
Either.
I'm just not sure how big.
I went to
Well,
a crowd.
of course, there's the community house too, right?
Well, that's where the garden sale is, isn't it?
Right,
So
right.
it's
We're supposed to
something-
do craft fairs at the community house as well.
So it'd be nice to be near the garden sale. they're
Yeah,
like-
maybe I can contact them and see if they're still planning on doing it, if they have a date picked out. And then we can let our artists know so they can work on things in the spring.
Yeah,
I
I
think
mean,
it's usually Saturday of Mother's Day weekend.
I've always,
Yeah.
you know, my big sale is always at the Labrie House, and we luckily had success because we had a good weather day, which is, you know, always a toss up. But you know, just doing one a year is, I've got the equipment, I've got the art, you know, it would be nice to have multiple
Yeah.
places and events. And, you know, there was always the craft show at the community house, right? And that's usually been,
What craft show, Catherine?
what is it called? Southborough Crafters Guild.
Hey,
Is-
Crafters Guild, yeah.
They don't still do that.
They
do
don't do it anymore,
Yeah.
right? It
Well,
was
but look
Betsy Rosenblum, right?
Yeah, yeah.
She stopped, did she say she's not doing it anymore? I mean, what?
That's
stopped last
why
year.
we did the Heritage Day one last
Oh, I
year,
see. I see.
because they weren't doing one.
Yeah.
So, I mean, again, I think given COVID, it's about indoors, outdoors, it's about timing. I mean, with my work, we've been trying to figure out when we can actually do in-person events again indoors, and you know, I don't want to commit to anything before summer because we just don't know. But if we can do something indoors, I mean, if we can do something outdoors,
I think we can do something outdoors. I would like to plan for that. And if the town said they have extra tents for us, great, we'll use them.
yeah. I mean, I feel like there are a lot of really great artists. Just look at the crew that was at the Labrie House. I don't know how many of you were at Labrie.
I was away, I didn't get there.
But it was, they have a great big, they have two big fields, and we were all very separated, and pardon if my dog starts to bark, she hears someone in the neighborhood.
It is a beautiful setting.
It is beautiful. And of course, by the way, I'm sure, would be happy to do it again. Sarah Chestnut over there is incredibly generous. So it's a private property and they can do whatever they want, you know, and we paid $10 a person, like something really minuscule.
Yeah.
And they rented a porta potty, so no one had to go inside.
Nice.
And there's plenty of parking, and they're, again, it's all reliant on the weather, but it was wonderful. So I think there are locations. I think it's a tricky situation with COVID, and I think it's a tricky situation with weather. But if we can, I don't know, look up some algorithm about what the best weekend is going to be in the spring. Just everybody have a tent.
We'll just hope for the best.
I remember October, whatever it's called, not Oktoberfest, Fall Harvest Fest at Chestnut Hill Farm one year. The wind was so bad that my tent blew over, and I literally was like windswept, and it was horrible. But you know, that was October, and then in November at Labrie, it was perfect. So that's a tough part. That's the tough part.
Okay.
Maybe in a year we'll be able to just do it inside.
Yeah.
Well, everyone knows we're all playing it by ear, so.
Yep.
Any other ideas? Anything else that we should do? I guess I skipped over the financials. So in the end, I think it really was only the summer concert series that was canceled, and Jenny's Baby Dolls was canceled.
I don't know what that is. I must have missed
There was
something.
something run at the library. It was supposed to run at the library.
Oh, by the way, my show's still up since April.
sure all the
That's just
librarians are
fine.
enjoying it.
And that's just fine because I don't have any place to store it.
Yeah, good. Well, you let me know when it's
Leave
time.
it
and I'll-
there.
Yeah, okay.
It's fine.
And I think Messiah, that group was thinking that maybe they would do something in April instead of December this
Yeah.
year. They
This is
haven't
my
heard back
last
from them.
bottle, by the way.
All right. So I'll wait to hear back from anyone else about their use of the funds, but at this point, that's all I know. The library was able to do a lot of remote workshops, so they were able to use their funds. And I think it was
When do I have to have my invoices in? Like, I really, truly have to catch up on this, but for my grant,
yeah. Well, I would say get
like,
it done. Yeah, get it done by the end of the year. Okay.
I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
All right. All right. Well, if there's nothing else, I'll let you all go.
We should have a non-Southborough town meeting.
Well, yeah.
Thank you, Town of Southborough, for Zoom. I'm trying to behave myself.
As
But
you know, if we have a quorum, we need to have an official agenda and all of that, Catherine, but
I'm behaving
all right.
barely.
Okay, would someone make a motion to end the meeting? Okay, Catherine, thank you. A second?
Okay.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thanks everyone. And thank you to our moderator who was listening in and recording.
Thanks, Mary.
Catherine, you better behave tonight.
I'm going to paint with my mother on FaceTime now. All right.
Okay,
She's
all right.
gonna appreciate me. Okay,
Happy
bye.
Thanksgiving, everyone.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
Bye.
bye.